Welcome to the presentation of FrameCapture. FrameCapture is a simple software that helps you to exchange with your colleagues or mates in the class using your computer. If all of you are connected to the same Wi-Fi network or connected to the same wired networks, you can communicate with one another and exchange messages and files. So to start FrameCapture, you need to enter the name or the pseudo that you're going to use currently, that is as in the network. So we'll have to change the language. The default language is French, so we can change the language here to English. Here I'll enter my username, what I'll be using currently, which will be Briok, and the email will be support.briok.net. I will remind you that if you wish to have any info concerning FrameCapture, please email us at support@briok.net. We will answer you promptly. So, next window presents the capture devices present on your computer. For a first run of FrameCapture, you have to click here on detect capture devices. It's going to take a couple of minutes to detect the capture devices present on your computer. These capture devices will be used to do the audio and the video calls, since in FrameCapture you can do audio and video calls. So once it's finished, you click on validate. Once you are in FrameCapture, here you can define the status that you use: online, occupied, away. You have here the list of the recent contacts and the list of all the contacts will be present here. Once you have installed FrameCapture on all the computers of your network, you will have to make sure that the computers are able to access one another through the network. It's important to note that if you have just one network interface, for example, in an office, generally you just have one interface, which is the one connected to the global network. That's the network used by everyone. If you have more than one interfaces, you will have to precise them here. So let's continue. So the network interface used will be the one that you use to communicate with your colleagues or with your mates in the same class. For example, if it's the Wi-Fi that you're using, you have to precise the interface of the network. But for most computers, generally, it's only one interface at a time. So you have generally just one IP address here. So once the network interface is selected, or if ever it's necessary, you just select it here. Do not select these ones. For most cases it won't be useful. Just select the ones with the IP address, or make sure it's just selected. After it's done, just you click on update contacts. The app is going to look through the network, find all the computers in which you have installed FrameCapture, and will automatically list the contacts here. This will facilitate your work. You don't need to know the other IP addresses, checking and all the rest. It's going to load them and list them for you. Once it's done, you have the logo or the contact that appears here. Here will be the status of the contact. It's the IP address and the username of the contact. Here is to chat, do an audio call, a video call, or send a file. So what we are going to do is instant messaging. So here's the interface for the instant messaging. You can directly do an audio call here and a video call. So all you have to do, as usual, is just type your message and chat normally like you used to do in any other chat system. Of course, as I said, you can send a file. You just have to select the file, the appropriate file, and send it. So in this case, we'll just select the file and we'll send it through the network. So the user is going to receive the file, and once he clicks, he's going to open it.